Okay, you asked for it, so you're gonna get it. I'm about to give you a Jennifer Aniston and Brangelina breakdown, but we gotta be fast about this because I think we have to cover 21 years. No, more, like 25 years. Okay, so buckle the fuck up. Okay, so Jennifer Aniston's manager and Brad Pitt's manager set them up on a date in 1998, right? They start dating. Hollywood is buzzing with it. They won't confirm it. However, in 1999, they show up to the Emmys in these iconic outfits. Hello, Brad sunglasses. This is an iconic pair, okay? Oh, it breaks my heart. Then after this point, I need you to realize that Brad and Jennifer were everywhere. They ruled Hollywood. I need you to think like football quarterback and head cheerleader. America's sweetheart doesn't even, America's sweet angels. Barbie and Ken, okay? A few months after that, they go to a Sting concert and it's revealed that Brad Pitt proposed to Jennifer Aniston and the world exploded. I just want to say, like, before this, he was with Gwyneth Paltrow and she was with Tate Donovan. So nuts. So Jennifer goes on to make numerous interviews and talks about how this is like the happiest time of her life. In the year 2000, they get married and they have a reported $1 million wedding. It was everywhere, the $1 million wedding. So in 2004, she wraps up Friends, right? Makes a shit ton of money. And he is going to film a movie called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. She also does this interview with the Daily Mail saying, you know, like, it's just time. It's time we have kids. I'm finally out of Friends, and he's going to be filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith and then go film Ocean's 12, and I can travel with him. It's just time. Okay, now it's January 2004. Mr. and Mrs. Smith starts filming, and production went through a million hoops to get these two casted because it was supposed to be like Nicole Kidman and Johnny Depp and Catherine Zeta-Jones and all these different people, but it ended up being Brad and Angie. They start filming in January. By April, these rumors about them having more than just on-screen chemistry start to swirl. And apparently, the tango scene from Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you know the one, was improvised by Angelina Jolie. Have you seen that scene? Do you remember that scene? Y'all, that would have hurt my motherfucking feelings. There's another rumor around this time that Jennifer Aniston heard Brad and Angie doing phone stuff. And the fact that she is not in jail for murder. Within the same week that these pictures are taken, their last vacation, their separation statement comes out. All right, let's do it, Brangelina part 2. Let's start with the separation statement because it is heart-wrenching. Take your time to read it. Take your time. Fast forward, 4 months later, Brad and Angelina go to Kenya. They have denied that they have been together. Still at this point, right? And that's Maddox, Angelina's adopted son. But listen to this. There were reports of them passionately kissing on the beach, and he gave her a sensual massage and rubbed sunblock on her shoulders, like all this crazy shit. But what gets me is, apparently, they knew they were being photographed, and they got a cut of the money from the tabloid pics. Later on, 2005, Jennifer Aniston does an interview where she was like, the world was shocked and so was I. And she does an interview where she's like, I don't think Brad ever meant to hurt my feelings. He's not a mean-spirited person. Like, I would have to explain to him why it would be hurtful. Like, but there's definitely this infamous quote. There's definitely a sensitivity chip missing. And I understand it. Basically, that Brad is so selfish that he's oblivious. Have you ever met a man like that? They're like, why would that hurt your feelings? And you have to sit down and spell it out. Who has the time? Side note, don't you ever in your life explain yourself twice, because then you are teaching a man how to love you. Don't you ever. Moving on. Then Angelina Jolie does her interview, Vanity Fair, about being a single mom. And she says, you know, I have 2 lovers. And it took a lot of time to get to this point. She's basically saying, like, even though I'm a mom, I still have needs and I'm still getting them. And that these two lovers, like, meet her in hotel rooms, and they never, ever meet Maddox. But then she says, one of them, however, one of my lovers started asking about Maddox, right? And wanting to see Maddox and wanting to hang out with Maddox. Everyone agrees by the interview that this sounds like it's a pretty recent development in her life. She also said in this interview, I always end up falling in love when I'm working on a film. Huh? Then the reporter asked, because they weren't stupid, knew what the public wanted. It's like, what do you think about Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt? Jennifer goes, I didn't know anything about them. I don't really know what's going on there, but I wish we could all learn from them. They're so close. They're on such good terms, and I think they're going to get back together. Okay. Well, I don't mean to spoil anything, but they don't. They don't get back together. Brangelina, part 3. So Brad Pitt and Angelina go to Ethiopia the summer of 2005. They have not confirmed or denied they're together at this point. They are letting the world assume, and assume we did. So they go to Ethiopia and they adopt Zahara. By they, I mean Angelina Jolie adopted Zahara. Brad Pitt would not adopt her until a year later. Can we take a moment? Look at this baby. How beautiful is this? Look at have you seen a cute baby? You have? You're lying. Okay, so after this, after they went to Ethiopia that summer, 2005, when I tell you that Brangelina was, you could not escape it. We were breathing air in Brangelina. There was nothing else that people talked about. Nothing else. It was Brangelina or bust. Truly just a taste. The obsession was obscene. The fall of 2005, the divorce is finalized. They are officially both single, okay? And then came the editorial. If you know what I'm talking about, the W editorial. What was it called? Domestic Bliss? W magazine? Let me find it for you, baby. I cannot tell you how much this editorial rocked the world. Shot by Stephen Klein, iconic, but you have to look up the images to the shoot. Pause the video and go pick. When I tell you that we did not see these photos, we ingested them. And again, they have not confirmed nor denied that they are together. But here they are in an editorial called Domestic Bliss with 3 little blonde boys. I cannot even tell you what a time to be alive. But let me tell you something else. Brad Pitt conceptualized this imagery and owned the international rights. So he made a pretty penny off this shoot. The mess is impeccable. Sailor not mess, okay? Jennifer then does an interview with Vanity Fair, okay? They told her that he conceptualized the shoot and he owns the rights, and she was like, apparently she was like appalled by that. And then she said, like, is it odd timing? Yes. We're divorced and you can see why. And I think this is actually where the sensitivity chip quote was. Oopsie, Tefi made a boo-boo. We're going to move on. Well, maybe at that point, when you look back at that video, you think, oh, he's missing a sensitivity chip. And now Jennifer Aniston is confirming it. Yeah, so I'm still right. Part 4. Brangelina and Jennifer. At this point, Hollywood has decided to choose teams, and these shirts pop up everywhere. Team Jolie and Team Aniston. I specifically remember, I know I'm jingle jangling like a little reindeer, and you're gonna have to take it, baby. Okay, I put a lot of work into this. I specifically remember Eva Longoria wearing a Team Aniston shirt because I was shocked that people were actually choosing sides. But I will say this. It was reported. Oh, where'd she go? It was reported that Team Aniston shirts were selling 25 to 1 compared to Team Jolie shirts. Does that make sense? 25 to 1? Yeah, math. I can math. Of course, rumors speculate exactly what happened to Brad and Jen. And Jen comes out and is like, The rumor that I didn't want kids really pisses me off. All the women I look up to have a career and have children. Why wouldn't I want children? Then she says, like, I do want kids and I will have kids. I remember that rumor vividly, but she came out adamantly said, like, I want children. That is not why we broke up. Then Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie come out with like their own charity. And it's like a $41 million charity, something ridiculous like that, like ridiculous money, and amazing. They're like deep in their humanitarian bag. Sorry, they're deep in their humanitarian era. They still are, whatever. Helped millions of people, amazing. And then June 2006, we find out they had a baby named Shiloh. Never confirmed that they were together. Do you understand? Do you understand what this was? And they sold these photos for like $4 million or whatever, and millions and millions of dollars, and it all went back into the charity. Then the baby train, right? They adopted Pax. 2008, they have the twins. And I don't know if you can see it in this video on TikTok, but top right there, do you know what that says? Britney's future. Breaks my heart. Back to Brangelina. They sold these pictures to People magazine for $14 million, and it all went back into their charity. Rumors start swirling around this time. Kate and Jennifer is dating this very nice guy named Justin Theroux, who lives in New York, and he's edgy, and he wears leather jackets, but she does the infamous interview with Vogue. So, right after Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it was wrapped filming, Angelina Jolie did this interview where she asked about, Brad Pitt, and she said that they had just like clung together and really became a pair. And during that time, she was so excited to get to work every day. And in the interview, Jennifer Aniston's like, why would she say that? Why would you discuss that? That seems so inappropriate. Like, obviously, I didn't know what was happening at that time. And okay, part 5, Brangelina. This is where I get a little pissed off. September 2011, Brad Pitt does an interview with Parade magazine, right? We said it, September 2011. Okay. Well, he says that he was intent on finding a movie about an interesting life, but I wasn't living an interesting life myself about the time he was married to Jennifer Aniston. Okay. He said he was pretending the marriage was something it wasn't. When the magazine was printed that same day, he released a statement saying Jennifer is brilliant and we remain friends and she's so special, etc., etc. You said what you said. You said what you said. Sensitivity chip to the streets. 2014, they get married, and Angelina Jolie lets her children draw the intro animation to Rugrats on her veil. Whatever. So yeah, they're married. They never confirmed overnight, and they just got married and have a million children. Make us feel crazy. They gaslit us for how many years? Math years. 2016, they're divorced. Jennifer Aniston married Justin Theroux, and by 2018, they are also going their separate ways. Since Brad and Angelina divorced, anytime that Jennifer and Brad are within the same area code, the media tries to act like they have something going on, right? But they insist that they're just friends. Hello, we saw that picture of them, like I think the SAG Awards, where they hug finally, and the world went insanity when she's in like the white dress. Also, during the divorce proceedings, apparently the children want nothing to do with Brad because he assaulted Maddox, Angelina's oldest, on a private plane. And Google it, there's a lot of issues. Apparently he was drinking a lot and was not the best dad that he could be. This is what I think. I think Angelina Jolie was hot, reckless, hot and immature and unavailable. She was distant but hot, and I think Brad Pitt was immature and had some commitment issues. And I think he feels like he settled down too fast, or like maybe he didn't want to play this like Barbie and Ken, America's sweetheart role that America kind of like pushed on him. And I think Jennifer Aniston was an angel that was publicly humiliated for over a decade. And today, all of them are single. Oh, and somewhere in there, Jennifer Aniston dated John Mayer and confronted Perez Hilton about his disgusting blog and was like, you have the power to do better. And Perez Hilton says that Jennifer Aniston calling him over to her car so she can yell that at him like changed his life. Anything you'd like to add about Brangelina?
They're cool.
They're cool.